Bordered by Afghanistan and Iran, Pakistan is widely considered to be a dangerous place to travel. But all the political turmoil can make us forget that they're kind, welcoming people, and you won't find more charitable hosts than the local inhabitants of the Himalayas. Linked to urban Pakistan only by the infamous 1,000-mile-long Karakoram highway, they live far from the comforts that we in the West are accustomed to. Through their rugged way of life, these people have become resilient, fearless, and proud. So too could their neighbors, the indomitable Kashmir Markhor, be called resilient and proud. Perfectly adapted to the treacherous Himalayan mountains, the Markhor remains one of the most challenging animals in the world to hunt. Getting to these mountains is easier said than done, though, and sometimes the journey can be the greatest reward. Just starting to get light right now. We landed at 4:30 a.m. in Islamabad, a flight from Istanbul. We weren't allowed to film at the airport at all. There's anti-tank barriers and razor wire guards everywhere. They don't want it filmed in case somebody uses that for nefarious purposes. But now we're on the road. We're actually headed towards Peshawar, up the Karakoram highway at some point, making our way directly to the hunting area. From what I understand, we're going to be hiking from there. Across the Indus River, and we are now in KPK province with a security escort. We've got a truck in front of us with gentlemen with machine guns because KPK province isn't the safest of all the provinces to be in Pakistan. We're also hitting some farm country now where there's terraces down into the bottom of the river valleys. The country's getting steeper, and we're starting to see now the mountains with the snow on the top. We're in Abbottabad. That's where Osama bin Laden was taken down. Actually just over here about a mile. The traffic's picking up now and taking your life in your own hands. Every mile there's a close call, but perfectly normal for Pakistan. Just the number of vehicles. It's fascinating though to see how they get around. These little taxis, little hooded trucks where everybody sits in the back. There's school children dressed up in uniforms. Just a lot of action, a lot going on here. The sights, the sounds, the cacophony of noise and kaleidoscope of colors with the trucks and the traffic, horns blaring. It's awesome. It's awesome. stopped on the outskirts of the city of Montserrat, which is pretty much the last big city before we hit the steep part of the Karakoram highway. Picking up some vegetables and some fruit for the next 2.5 weeks, and we think we'll be hunting for the Kashmir Markhor. Won't be long now and we'll be away from the bigger towns and villages and into the Karakoram proper, the steep part of the Karakoram. Probably one of the most dangerous highways in the world, actually. Our fingernails biting into the rock. Not sure what the issue is, but they got quite heated. And then we tried to go through this last security checkpoint. Once we entered KPK province, it's not the safest, most stable part of Pakistan. So traveling through it is highly monitored by the police. Every 10 kilometers, they stop us at a police checkpoint. They write down our Pakistan visa number, our passport numbers, get our name, where we're from, where we're going. Then they put a security escort with us. The problem on this last little segment, the security escort only came halfway and then they turned around and went back. So we've continued on without an escort, and I think that's what's tipped this latest security checkpoint over the edge there. Quite a heated discussion between our driver and Ramshaw, our translator slash guide. I don't know what's going on right now. Over 10 hours now we've been driving. One thing for sure, we are now in Markhor country. The mountains are steep, rugged, nasty mountains. You can't even see a way to get up and down them, yet these people live here and work here and herd their goats on these faces. Hardy, tough people living in hungry country here. The road is every second fraught with danger. A rock can come down off the cliff right in front of you, or on you, even worse. It can knock you over the edge and it's 1,000 feet straight down. And 4 or 5 times already we've had to yank over almost against the cliff face to avoid a car that's passing on an inside corner, a blind corner. Having to dodge cattle and goats on this road and people and other cars, other trucks. This is one of the top adventures in the world for a hunter. One of the top destinations in the world. And certainly one of the greatest big game animals in the world by any qualitative measurement. Pulled off the Karakoram highway now. And into a really tight little road. This is us?
Welcome to Kaiga.
Kaiga.
Village.
How are you doing? Nice to meet you. How are you doing? Nice to meet you. How are you? How are you doing? Nice to meet you.
So he's the responsibility, and he knows all the news. And these guys are the
My uncle.
wildlife
Okay.
and some of the from the village. क्या program है?
प्रोग्राम तो अभी ये है कि टाइम खत्म है
अच्छा.
तो रात गुजारेंगे सुबह बिस्मिल्लाह
Because we are late, so he decided to be stay today here
Okay.
to the village, and tomorrow morning we can start.
There are two camps. We go to camp number 1 tomorrow.
Okay, for sure tomorrow.
Okay. We can leave now to his house,
Okay.
and then we bring them again. So get out.
This is as far as we're driving today. The plan is to stay here tonight, get organized tomorrow morning, start climbing up into the back end of the valley. Really excited. Here, this is a very important thing for them, for the conservation of their Markhors in these mountains. If they don't get the dollars for these animals, then they just get killed off for $20 worth of meat. So with the amount of money that they get for a hunt like this, they can protect all of these Markhors in this area. I think this is home sweet home for this evening anyway. Looks like we're gonna have some tea. We're going through the formalities right now, the paperwork. They actually issue hunting licenses and trespass licenses and access licenses. It's all formal and it's all controlled by the government. It's not like a hunter can just come in here and blast away. That's not the way it works. A lot of people get that impression that a trophy hunter comes all the way in here and just go kill something and cuts its head off and runs away. That's nothing like what happens at all. Thank you very much. Thank you. One license per year, one license for this whole area.
Legal hunting.
Yeah, legal, 100%.
For Markhor, safety of Markhor also.
Yeah.
Wildlife department. Now they are not hunting illegally.
Yeah.
They got some benefits also from hunting money.
80% goes from that money to the community, 20% goes to the government. They are using that 20% to take care for the
Conservation of the
conservation
Markhors.
of the Markhor.
Yeah.
So they make a budget for education, for health. If you are hunting, all the community is getting benefit. They are getting education. They are getting health, solving the health problems.
The dollars in the last 5 years have been $500,000 have come in because of 5 hunters. That'll give you an idea of the kind of dollars that hunters are bringing into this community, and that is money that absolutely wouldn't come in here any other way. No hospital, no schools, no electricity for the village, no education for trades, no hope. There's no economy, there's no money. Once a hunter comes in now, you can start this ball rolling.
And every single person, now they get a awareness, you know.
Yes.
Oh, we have to take care for them,
Take care of the Markhor.
for the Markhor, because if there's more Markhor, we get more permanent,
Exactly.
and there will more people will come.
It's $100 at work. It's a conservation success story. One of the greatest conservation success stories in the world is right here in Pakistan with the Markhor species, including the Kashmir Markhor that hopefully we're going to start hunting tomorrow. I don't often let anybody carry my firearm, but the chieftain Malik has offered to carry it, which is a sign of respect to me that he, the chief, the king of this valley, will carry my gun. And it's also a sign of respect from my side that I trust him to carry my gun. So it's a big deal. It's something I'm not used to, but in this case, I'll defer to the chief and let him carry it. Incredible. They're actually making terraces, cutting out little flat spots so that they can grow their crops and feed themselves, feed their animals. You know, it certainly takes a lot of manpower, so they use the hunter dollars to put towards these projects, which, again, humanitarian work, but brutal work too. The rock walls and the little tiny flats. But you do what you have to do to survive. So far, it's been not too steep in terms of the trail, but they've cut the trail into the side of the cliffs. Disconcerting, it's straight down. One misstep and you're gone. Once we get up higher, once we get up to where we could start to encounter Markhor, there won't be any more trails. And then we'll be on those cliff faces perched with our fingernails biting into the rock. Weather looks a little bit imposing. The clouds look pregnant right now. I'm hoping, please, no rain. In the mountains, you can't see. It's too slippery to move around on the rocks. Hunt's over. But let's be positive. It's not going to rain. It's not going to rain. It's not going to rain. So much manpower, they're actually building us a causeway to get across this street. We're just setting up a target at 100 yards, 107 yards, and I'm going to try a shot with the gun. You have to test the gun. It's a 300 Win Mag shooting 180 grain Nosler AccuBond bullets. In the travel, we've come 8,000 miles. This gun could easily be knocked off. The scope could be knocked off. The Loophole is the best scope going, but still, baggage handlers driving over it with their forklifts. So you have to try the gun before you get up to the top. We want to do it as far along before we get to the top as we can, because you don't want to spook the Markhor that are in the back end of this canyon. I think it's a little bit high. This is to protect the inside of my barrel, because if you get a stick or some junk down there, little rock, especially in the steep stuff, and you shoot, you've got a chance of blowing up your gun or you know, at the very least missing. So what this does, this tape, it protects the inside of the barrel from anything getting down into the barrel, but also when I shoot, just the air pressure that's in front of the bullet blows out the tape, so it doesn't affect the accuracy at all. been hiking all morning from just above the Indus River to a long way above the Indus River now. And we're having tea right here, and Camp 1 is still a long way ahead of us. And what we really want to get to is Camp 2, but eventually we'll get up there. Our biggest concern is the weather. It's drizzling just a little bit now, a few drops. The weather starts closing in on us. And I don't even want to think about that. Could be stopped in for days, weeks. So the sooner we get in a position, the better in my mind. But as I said, it's not my decision. It's the chief, the king of the valley's decision, Chief Malak. Yeah. The tea is syrupy, lots of sugar and milk. It's really good. Instant energy, that's for sure. It's part of the custom and part of the tradition. What's his name, the gentleman that lives here?
Yes. Hukumat Khan. He is a house with his family.
That's where he lives.
Yeah.
That's his children.
Till end of March or April, they stay here. And then May, June, they leave like top.
Way up on top. Just keep go.
Goes.
This fellow, they call him the goat man. He lives up here with his children, his family, his goats. Over the course of the next few months, he'll work his way right to the very tops of the peaks in the back end in June, and then July will slowly start to come back down as the cold comes and winter follows behind him. So it's 2-3 months a year he's down there at the bottom, and 10 months a year he's up here with his family. Tough peak. It was a big deal for him to make the tea too. That took a lot of sugar, milk, and tea, which he obviously doesn't have a lot of money. So.
That's all the night should be rain.
Oh, good. To me, the rain clouds and potential of being fogged in is bad. It means the hunt's over, but for them, it means that the Markhor are going to be pushed lower down from the peaks into the spots that were accessible for us. Fingers crossed. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, back over there. Monkeys. I didn't even know you had monkeys here. What kind of monkeys are they? What species?
Himalayan monkey.
Himalayan monkeys, well, of course. But to see one in the Himalayas, it just doesn't somehow compute. Awesome though, really cool. Himalayan monkeys. Not sure how far we have to go back into this valley. I've just been told that camp number 2 is up over that peak below the clouds. I'm going to say we're not going to get there today. And the only way to get there even tomorrow is going to be with a pile of physical effort. You can see camp number 1 now. It's right on that point. We're almost there. The rain is coming down a little bit harder now, and we'll hopefully be able to dry up all our gear in this camp. This is where we're staying tonight. The last climb to camp number 1. We've been climbing all day, but this last little bit is quite a bit steeper.
For this community fund, let's provide camp number 1 to electricity.
How you doing? This is it. Home sweet home for tonight for sure. We've made it to camp 1, and I can't imagine what it's going to be like getting up to camp 2. The trail was good all the way up. They've been coming back in here for centuries. In the summer, living right up on the peaks where it's much cooler than down along the Indus River. It's an honor to be able to come into this valley and observe the people, observe the place, and hopefully observe these incredible animals, the Kashmir Markhor. That'll be tomorrow. Today, time to have a cup of tea and time to plan tomorrow's hunt, which I'm pretty darn sure involves a lot of upwards components on it. It's going to be an exercise in desire tomorrow. These are chapati? Chapati.
Yes.
They're making chapati. This is what we've been eating since we've been here. It's fantastic. There's two types. One that's just baked like these are, and the others are, I think, fried in oil or something. Those taste like donuts. It's incredible, the skill. And it's 3 steps. They've made dough out of wheat flour, and then they knead the dough, and this gentleman throws it down onto a cast iron bowl that's turned upside down. And this gentleman then, he's the one that watches how long it cooks. Takes it off, flips it, and then folds it into a quarter. To me, it's fascinating to see how they make the staples in all these different countries they visit. Here in Pakistan, it's chapatis. In North America, a similar process would be making bannock or fry bread. And you know, every place you go to has its own way of serving the staple, the main part of every meal. And that's going to be our dinner tonight.
أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة
Allah Ta'ala tibu dai bachpan inch Allah Ta'ala mayara share asman ke saaf to ya Allah Ta'ala astaghfir वापस थे और Allah Ta'ala ससुर कुल खैर है और कसम खुदा बिन अज़ाब अन्नार तरफ दिखाए.
This is gifted to all these people and for us. He was praying for a successful hunt.
Sky is
for
clear,
weather.
inshallah, good.
Inshallah,
Markhor,
sky is clear.
tomorrow.
Okay, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Thank you. Every single hamburger that anybody's ever eaten, every single steak started as a live animal. That's part of it. It's a continuum, it's a balance. And when we raise these animals, it's for meat, to sustain human life. This goat lived its life relatively wild and free in this mountain range and got killed and will be eaten. It was a gift from Malik, from his herd to his people. They make it halal for spiritual reasons. And what does it say? It says you have to do that for...
You have to do that. If you don't do that, so it means it's haram. You can't eat that.
Okay, so haram can't eat, halal they can eat. And as long as it's cut on the right place, facing Mecca, so that they position the goat towards Mecca, so that, from Mecca you could see this animal who's given its life for us, for people. They've just come to tell me that they finished their evening prayers, so we got invited to share the goat that was sacrificed this evening. It's still raining hard. Doesn't look like we're getting out of here tomorrow again. For now, though, we'll just enjoy the evening, whatever that may bring. This is the goat. The goat is really good. Really good. So then they mix the bread on here like this?
Yeah.
And they mix the meat in here too?
Yeah.
They do like this because the curry is good for the stomach.
Okay. In the gravy, the patty gets softer.
Softer.
It's really good.
This is we call sunat, using the 5 finger.
Using the 5 fingers to eat.
The Holy Prophet Muhammad, when they sit together, eat together, he says they come more together. They feel a respect to each other.
Because you're part of the community and you're together with the power and strength of all your friends together, family, sitting together and sharing.
Just listen each other.
Just listen to each other, exactly, and talk. And just exactly what we're doing right here now. Sharing time, sharing a place, and sharing a quest, a goal together. That brings us together like that. And that's what makes this world so wonderful. That's the best part about this world.
Yeah.
This is hunting. This is what hunting's all about. So many people don't understand that don't hunt. But this is what hunting's all about. In every hunter's breast, that same heart beats, the desire to learn, to explore, to see what's over the next mountain, beyond the next valley, across the next sea, through the next mountain range. In every hunter, that's the heart that beats inside them as an explorer. And that's what hunting's all about, being a student of the people of the world and the wildlife of the world. To me, these people are wonderful. The place is wonderful. The hunt is wonderful. It's just not what you think of. Not what the press would have you believe the people are like in this area. Yet here they are. They're smiling. They're laughing. You know, I mean, it's just not what you think of when you think of Pakistan, right near the Swat Valley, along the Karakoram Highway. And yeah, there's not a lot of comforts and joys, but the ones that we do have are really appreciated. Now, if the weather would just cooperate a little bit and clear off, so in the morning we wake up to a beautiful, crisp, clear morning, blue sky day. Can you imagine? 4 a.m. wake up, and it's still pouring rain. It's too dark to see outside what's happening in terms of snow, but I suspect everything above our elevation is definitely getting a dusting of snow. Bottom line is, we're not going anywhere right now. It's now a patience game. We just have to wait for the weather to determine when we can climb up the rest of the way to Camp 2. Here in these wild places, the weather determines the speed of action. And, you know, sometimes that speed is zero full ahead. So now we'll just wait for the weather to change. They had scouts that went up into the mountains around, and one of them from across this valley saw, they said he didn't know, 5 to 7 Markhor males, of which 3 were big mature ones. One was particularly big from across there. It's hard to say what he can see. He wouldn't have had a spotting scope. So tomorrow we'll make our way up there. They say it's 1.5 to 2 hours up to the second camp. I mean, it's straight up this mountain. It'll take some time, a lot of effort to get to camp number 2, and hopefully the rain, that'll drive them down lower, which is what we really need, because it is steep, rugged country. So we'll hope this rain pours itself out overnight. If it doesn't, we can't go. Had to rain. Had to rain. Temperature is definitely dropping here. I think they started feeling sorry for us in the storage room. Theirs is all nice and warm, but we're damp and living like popsicles in here. So they brought in another stove, and they're just trying to get it vented so it's not smoking in here. Still see our breath in here, so it's not warmed up yet. But with this stove, I think our living quality is about to go way up. They brought in the heater, but whoever did the venting on the heater,
أنا ده زين والله
it's impossible for it to draft. We've now turned our storage room into the smokehouse. Your eyes are watering, you can't breathe. So they decided to renovate while we're here. We're gonna put a hole through the roof, bring the pipe straight up, so hopefully then we'll get some drafting in. We have the smoke now out of the lower room, but it's in the upper room and it's drafting right back into our room. It seemed like a pretty simple assignment, but our construction project hasn't quite turned out exactly like we were hoping. We spotted Markhor. Still raining pretty good and the fog's coming in and out. But we spotted Markhor. Looks like at least 3, maybe 5, 6, it's hard to say. You just get a glimpse of them moving across the rock. That's a huge success of any hunt. Just to find what you're looking for, that's a successful hunt. To me, the ultimate big game animal on the planet is the Cashmere Markhor. And we're trapped down here. Nothing we can do about it except look. It's all part of the hunt. That's a Markhor female coming down a nearly vertical face with slippery moss, and it's wet on top of everything else. Holy smokes. Their hooves are designed perfectly with an outside hard edge that bites, and then the inside, in between that hard outer core, is soft, 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 so it just suctions onto the rocks. That's frightening just to look up there. So majestic. She's standing on guard, watching the valley floor down below. Snow leopards is about their only predators will come in from above. It was open clear for a little bit, and now she's gone into the fog.
Yeah, the 55-inch Markhor.
I think we just prayed for a 55-inch Markhor, which is like the biggest in the world ever. So I'm not so sure that maybe we might be asking a little too much. Have they ever, what's the biggest Markhor they've ever taken?
50.
Well, then why don't we just try for 50 instead of 55?
He says now he has depend on luck.
Yeah.
How is your luck?
Not very good. I'm not a lucky hunter, no. I'm not a lucky hunter. But maybe this one time. Maybe one time lucky. When you're on a hunt and you get trapped in a camp, you can't get out, you can't see. And the rain seems like it's never going to end. The fog just keeps rolling in. It's easy to get depressed, but everybody's happy, smiles, they're laughing. Everybody's still in good spirits, morale's high, and that's really important because if you get down, it's difficult to then motivate yourself to climb up into this nasty, steep country and put the physical effort it requires to actually do the hunt. Look where we are, in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of nowhere. Couldn't be better, couldn't be happier. The weather is finally breaking. Still a little bit foggy above us, but we can see snow on the peaks. You can feel the blood starting to flow and a little shot of adrenaline. We're going to give it a couple more hours to make sure it's not just a sucker hole, and then we're going to go up. 3 days here, everybody's ready for some physical activity, just some forward motion instead of this stagnating in the same place. I mean, it's been wonderful, but that's our future, not here. stopped drizzling for a little while, stopped raining. So we waited almost 2 hours to make sure it wasn't a sucker hole. Now I've packed up our gear and are getting it organized to head up mount to camp number 2, and the rains come back again. So I think they'll still go, which will make a pretty miserable hike up to the next camp if this rain starts to come down any heavier than it is. On the road finally after 3 days in base camp. Now it's straight up to camp number 2. Climbed up into the fog, and it's going to be impossible to hunt in this pea soup. The trail is getting steeper and steeper, rockier. You just have to watch every single step. These guys are incredible how tough they are carrying the loads. Malik is older than me by 5 years. Now that we could actually see a Markhor. So Malik has gone ahead just to check around the corner. We don't want to bump into him with our whole troop. I don't think we'll be that lucky to see him that quick, and I kind of don't want to anyway, but just in case, we have to be very careful. Steep spot. It's pretty hairy. I mean, you don't want to even look over the back edge. And the rocks are so slippery. The greater danger is even pulling on one that comes loose and you dump down a 200-pound rock onto everybody down below. You just have to be so careful. And now we're headed into some even steeper stuff, it looks like. Been climbing almost 5 hours steady. We're up that high now that we've hit snow. Normally when you go higher up a mountain, you get into less forest, and I'm sure we do eventually, but this is heavily timbered here now. Everyone was hoping this morning the weather would break for us this afternoon, and it hasn't. It's raining hard now. This is exactly what we didn't want. Fog. It's not possible to hunt in this stuff. But we're almost at camp number 2, so darn weather. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's just part of the hunt anywhere around the world, especially when you're hunting in the mountains. made it to Camp 2, perched right on the edge of a cliff in this forest. We didn't want it to rain, but it did. Everybody's soaking wet. We're gonna be warm in a little bit, thank goodness. It's pretty cold. It's really important now to get heat, because unless we change our clothes right away, getting something dry, we'll start to get the beginnings of hypothermia setting in. The guys already have a fire going.
You're the first hunter to stay in the hut.
First hunter in here?
Yeah.
Oh.
They built it this year. Normally they spending night in the tents.
Yeah, this is nicer than a tent. We're here, camp number 2. Nice place. Nice place. The fighting seal. We're warm, we're dry, we've got dirt floors, adobe walls, lots of dust. But you know what? When you've got everything you could ever want in the way of comforts and amenities, how can you appreciate those gifts without ever knowing this? You know, we're going to be cooking our own food on this wood stove with your only light being a burning oil rag. It's difficult to go back to that. But if you do, and every hunter does, you really begin to appreciate and understand how fortunate we are to have those comforts that most of the world doesn't have. And that's what hunting gives you, is perspective. Gives you perspective. This is the goat from yesterday that they butchered up, and it's the best bits and pieces too. That's liver. This piece is part of the heart. A chunk of kidneys right there. These are the fanciest pieces off the goat, so they're treating us pretty well with the meat for sure. This is a type of a lentil, but it's not a lentil, they call it dal. They've got vegepatis and vegetables that were dried, that they rehydrated. Fantastic. This is a feast. It's a feast. I can count 4, 2 small ones and 1 medium one and 1 really old one. That's the one we're after. They're just starting to work their way down now. It's incredible. They're walking on sure faces as they work their way downhill. And you can see sometimes they start to go and then they back off and try a different road. It's that steep for them. I just don't know how we're gonna get close enough. They're about 800 yards right now, maybe more, maybe 900. They've got to come a long way down through a lot of forest before they're going to be in range. Holy smokes. Where? Same place, just down below. Okay, yeah. The fighting seal? Yeah. That's crazy. The oldest one is actually climbed up the tree and it's eating from inside into the branches. Amazing. They're just starting to work their way down now. How do we hunt that? good news and some bad news. The good news is we've spotted the Markhor, including one really old Markhor. Magnificent animals in such a incredibly spectacular place. It looked like it was going to clear and lift and we'd be able to make a stock on them once they started feeding down. And exactly when they stood up and started to work their way down, it started snowing. And now it's socked right in. There's nothing we can do until the weather gives us a break. So we just put in more time. Just wait. It's about 10 after 4 in the morning. Getting the fire going. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. I can see stars outside through the door. At this point now, the biggest worry, of course, is that if we bump into them on the way up, that will spook them out of the country, and this isn't country that you can easily go find them again. In fact, it would be impossible. So we just have to make every move perfectly. Fingers are crossed, fingers are crossed. We have to go. Spectacular, steeped in history. No place in the world is like this. It's so beautiful. We're getting cliffed out. We're trying to get to the top and over, but we can't do it. To get up this chimney. See him? We have to get up this chimney. He's gonna free climb it first, then throw the rope down, I think. I thought you said it wasn't going to be steep. If that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do. Oh, smokes. That was horribly steep. We can't go down this way. I think the worst part is we don't know what's around this next corner. It could be worse. And then we have to go back down the same way. That's all part of hunting. You have no idea what challenges await you every time you wake up in the morning. You have no idea what fears you'll have to face. Matt made it as well to this point. that's the big one. Need my gun. Maybe that's the big one. 450, and he's climbing away. I had to count my scope back. See him? Yeah. Okay, just wait, just wait. Oh, yeah. He's just walking up. He's walking up. $450, and he's climbing away. Okay. Oh, yeah. He's just walking up. He's walking up. What happened? He's dead?
He's dead.
He's dead?
Knife.
Nice.
जबरदस्त
तो अभी बताना भी हमारा फर्ज है ना
या फुल ना फुल पार चili
They better.
chili must get acre what we have big prepare do it
Okay, little. Small. You're gonna go over there? Okay. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Good.
Holy smokes. This is where I had to shoot from right here. I'm just looking down and going, my goodness sakes. If I had to do it again, I don't know that I would. If I slip, it's probably 500 feet and then another couple thousand if I bounce. Markhor. Kashmir Markhor is possibly the greatest big game animal in the world. That was my shot, 460 yards. Thank you, Nosler, for the gun and for the bullet, and Loophole for the scope. Malik, I'm handing my gun back to Malik. Letting someone carry my gun just isn't something I ever do. But Malik, he's the big boss. For him to carry my gun is a sign of respect that I trust Malik enough to let him carry my gun. Malik,
congratulations
thank you.
thank you
he says how to close the knife
Oh, how to close it? The guys borrowed my Avalon knife to do the halal. They went running over there because they have to get it technically while the heart's still beating for it to be halal. The problem is they don't know how to close it. They got it open, but they don't know about the little spring that holds the blade in place. So they were screaming across here, how do they close the knife? And you do not want to be going down those cliffs with a blade open. And we're not going to go over there. There's only been 2 times in my life where I haven't been able to get over to recover the animal, but this is one of the 2 times. They'll bring it down to a lower level where we can get to it. Now, it's the part that Ed Viesturs, the American mountaineer, said, getting to the top is optional, getting down is mandatory. So we're now on the mandatory part. The snow was frozen when we came up and now it's starting to melt, so this hunt is a long way from being over. This is deep. The snow is frozen. There's about a 6-inch crust and you have to be careful because if you get slid underneath and then your body tips over, you catch your leg and you'll sure as heck sprain it, if not break it. So you just got to be careful going down. as we're making our way down. I have a few minutes now to think about, reflect on what we've just done in terms of my own quests and goals and accomplishments. This could be the high point of my hunting career, the culmination of all of that effort, all that time, all that practicing. It all came down to that one shot, 460 yards, much further than I think I've ever shot anything in my life, after a more difficult and dangerous climb than I've done in my life. Amazing hunt. Amazing hunt. Mohammed, seriously? You're kidding me? That's what you climbed in? Oh, so you climbed up in deck shoes. You see, look at the difference in tread. I've got mountaineering boots. And you've got those. Are your feet wet? Yeah, well, so are mine. It's Markhor scat. This is where the Markhor were yesterday. The big one that we actually got today, he was apparently back and behind. We didn't see him. We thought the big one was the one in the tree. He actually climbed this tree and was eating the leaves on it. At the time when we saw him, I didn't think there was any way we could ever get up here. How do we hunt that? In fact, we came above them and came down on top of them, but we just caught them this morning. Just caught them as they were going over the next ridge, and goodbye. They'd have been gone. That was the shot. Holy. Holy. Hey, that's good, guys. Thank you. You guys, amazing. Whoa. Go and then all they're done. These guys are the toughest. Look at running shoes. What? Tough guys. Good. I would help, but there's already 6 guys helping moving this Markhor.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
These Markhor, these incredible animals, are only here because of Malik and his village of Kaiga in Khorasan, looking after them, shepherding them. This is their flock. These are their animals, their herd. WWF actually came in here, World Wildlife Fund, told the villagers that if they brought trophy hunters in, one a year, carefully managed by biologists, pay the villagers so that they can make hospitals, they can educate the children's schools, build the roads. The economy of wildlife management, it works in this place, Kaiga, huge success in Khorasan in Pakistan. It should be going on all over the world. We want more wildlife in this world. We want it here forever, as long as there's human beings. We want there to be wildlife, majestic and magnificent up on the hills. The economy of wildlife management, it's the future of wildlife, the only hope they have. Malik, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bashir, the chef. And thank you so much. Ghulam Shah, our translator and our man that's with us the whole time. This is an important part of hunting. Providing for your family, providing meat for the village. Most people never have to see this. They buy their hamburger in the store already ground up. But to turn that animal into hamburger, somebody had to do the skinning. It's an important skill to have as a hunter as well. You can't count on everybody else. You're often on your own. And in a case like this where you can't get the animal back to a place to hang it and skin it, then you have to do it in the field. So this is what we're doing right now. starting the downhill part to the first camp. We're still a long way from being safe and sound at camp number 2. We're a long way from home free. You want to be careful on every single step. This is a long way from help. You don't call a helicopter or ambulance here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Made it back to Camp 2. We'll be heading down to Camp 1 now. The guys are loaded up heavy, because we've got all our gear that we brought up. It's pretty much a trail. I mean, it's a steep trail, but it's a trail all the way back to Kaiga. Back in camp number 1. We were at the top of the mountain earlier today, got the Markhor, and came all the way back down to this camp. It may not be pretty to everybody watching, but to us, this place is a castle right now. How you doing? Anything? We did it. And you know, the mountains are already fogged in. If we wouldn't have got this Markhor today, we might have to wait till summer. Thinking tonight there's going to be a little dancing, a little singing. And one thing I know, we're going to eat like kings. We've got the Markhor. It's going to use up a lot of Markhor meat just feeding this crew right here. People don't understand how important pictures are of the animals. They think that taking trophy photos is about ego, and all these gentlemen are part of this hunt. It's not a trophy per se for them, but they want the photos. Why? Because it's a memory. It was a quest that we set for ourselves, and we accomplished it as a team. In the ancient times, we would paint on walls. Now we can take photographs. So this is perfectly normal to take pictures with an animal after a hunt. This is part of it. This is part of the celebration, part of the joy, and I'm proud to be a hunter right now. Proud to be a hunter. These mountains are caving in all around us right now. You may be curious what I'm doing cutting up this perfectly fine garbage bag. If you're ever dumb enough to forget your rain gear going into a mountain hunt, then you have to improvise. Of course, no one's probably dumb enough to forget the rain gear, especially after hunting for like 50 years in a row and knowing that it rains in mountains. Plus it's raining. What do you think? I got a burqa. I need somebody to cut my arms because I can't. Make sure it's got to be not too big a hole, and I'll put my arm through. My baby is born. I mean, after all these years, how could I forget my rain gear on a mountain hunt? Seriously. Thank goodness this is the last day and we have to try and get out. That's how big you think my arms are? Yes. It's like seriously, look at this. Let's see if it fits. Oh, it does. That's pretty embarrassing, actually.
يا الله تعالى اللهم ربنا عجل لا تعالى لا تعالى خلاص خلاص هاي مسيح يا الله سيعطاك
Let's prepare to get us down safely. Creeks that we cross coming up are going to be raging torrents coming back down. Plus now there's the rock slide possibilities here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We crossed across here coming up a few days ago. No problem. Now it's a raging torrent. Bad deal.
Good man.
You like my ring here? Nice, We stopped for a break. They went as fast as they could through this last section. Every one of them was on edge. You could see, like, jumping whenever they heard a rock fall above us. The mountainsides are loosening up because of all the rain, and rocks are starting to come down. We'll hear the rumble up above us, and you know it's rock slide somewhere way up on the hills, but you don't know what's coming down. You don't know if the rock's going to bounce out and start a whole bunch of rocks coming down on top of you down lower. But this spot on the outside curve of a ridge is safe. The rock slides are in the chutes on either side. We're halfway. We still got a bunch of really difficult stretches to go, but careful, careful. Rain coming down hard now. The creek is swollen right up to almost over its banks. Look dumb with this garbage bag on my head, but I'm actually really happy I'm wearing it. Even our trail is covered in water now, washing the trail away in spots. We're going as fast as we can through most of the dangerous spots, not slowing down for anything. Places that we crossed easily before are now really dangerous. Could be worse. We could still be up on top. My worry now is not just the objective dangers on this trail, but the Karakoram highway will be suffering as well because of this heavy, heavy rain and snow up high. We're a long way from home free. Holy smokes. These mountains are caving in all around us right now. Holy smokes. A bunch of rocks, half the size of a car, the first one, came down the mountain. There's somewhere where guys took the bottom route. 30 seconds before, they'd have been dead. Pure luck. You have no control over that. Back in the village of Kaiga. It was so close. Nobody got hurt though. We're good to this point. Everybody's smart enough to stay out of the rain except for us today. We're back on the Karakoram highway. We made it down Indus River right here. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. We're back at Malik's house. What a journey it's been, and we're not done. Now we'll hopefully get dried off in here, get our civilian clothes on. Then we have to head down to Karakoram towards Islamabad. Holy smokes. A boulder the size of a house just came down with a whole pile of other rocks the size of cars right across from Kaiga, the village. We have to get on the Karakoram as soon as possible and start getting out of here because these mountains are caving in all around us right now. This is it. We're on the Karakoram highway headed to Islamabad. Nightmare so far. Slides, rocks on the road, traffic coming straight at us. Now we're hitting banks of fog every half mile or so. We got to get out of here. We have to get out to the flat country, out of the Himalayas.